Today's episode is brought to you by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bushes.com/join our team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join our team.
From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Emma Stein with today's Free Press Voice Briefing. It's Wednesday, October 5th, 2022.
I'm Dave Boucher. Key architects of attempts to undermine the results of the 2020 presidential election in Michigan could take control of the state's most important elections and prosecutorial posts if Republican candidates win their races this fall. While polling shows Democratic incumbents for statewide office currently leading their election-denying foes, there's a scenario where every Republican running in a close race for Congress could win this year. The November election is another test for Michiganders. Do they support candidates relying on misinformation looking back at 2020, or do they want to stay the course and move on? Here's a look at the Michigan candidates who've denied the results of the 2020 election and how they've characterized it. Tudor Dixon, 45, is the Michigan GOP candidate for governor. In the days after the election, she tweeted, quote, "Steal an election, then hide behind calls for unity and leftists lap it up." Since then, she's both tried to soften her stance while answering yes to debate questions about whether ex-President Donald Trump won Michigan in 2020. He did not. Matthew DePerno, 53, is the Michigan GOP candidate for Attorney General. After the 2020 election, he spearheaded a lawsuit in Antrim County that served as a vessel for sweeping election conspiracies. He's now under criminal investigation for allegedly tampering with election equipment, an accusation he denies. Christina Caramo, 37, is the Michigan GOP candidate for Secretary of State. She was in Detroit at what was then called the TCF Center after the 2020 election, among those who alleged to have seen voter fraud. Her claims have been repeatedly debunked, but she's used the allegations to serve as a political springboard. U.S. Reps Jack Bergman, Lisa McClain, and Tim Walberg, all sitting members of Michigan's congressional delegation, voted against certifying some election results on January 6, 2021. They've since defended those votes, suggesting there were flaws or irregularities in the election. All three are expected to coast to re-election this fall. Two GOP congressional candidates, Tom Barrett and John Gibbs, also repeatedly suggested there was widespread fraud in the last election. Find out more about these Michigan candidates at freep.com and comparable candidates nationally through a collaborative reporting project at usatoday.com.
I'm Sue Solaski, Detroit Free Press food writer. After a 2-year pandemic pause, Southwest Detroit Restaurant Week returns and runs through October the 9th. It's the third time for the event, held this year during National Hispanic Heritage Month. More than 20 restaurants are participating. Restaurant owners and chefs will highlight their culinary roots with traditional and authentic dishes from diverse cultures. Menu items hail from different states in Mexico and dishes from other Latin countries, including El Salvador, the Dominican Republic, and Venezuela. Different from the previous two events is the addition of a food truck rally taking place 4 to 10 p.m. Monday at Batch Brewing in Corktown. The Wayne Health Mobile Unit will also be on site at the rally, offering health screenings from 4 to 7 p.m. that also include flu and COVID booster shots. Most places will accept cash and credit cards, but it's best to check in advance. Some places, including the food trucks at the rally, only accept cash. You'll find more information at swdetroitrestaurantweek.com.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department, and if next season is the final one in the Hall of Fame career of Miguel Cabrera, he'll go out representing his country and then the Tigers. The Detroit DH has committed to playing in next spring's World Baseball Classic, in which players play for their home countries during spring training. Cabrera has played for Venezuela in each of the first 4 World Baseball Classics, including the last one in 2017. Earlier this year, Cabrera said he would pass on the 2023 tournament, but as perhaps the best Venezuelan-born player ever, Cabrera will take the field for his country one more time. Next season is expected to be Miggy's final in the majors, too. It's the final year of his contract, and he's owed $32 million. Though he's eclipsed both 3,000 hits and 500 home runs in his career in the last 13 months, He's hitting just .254 this season, which would be a career low in a season in which he's played more than 100 games.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. I'll see you tomorrow.